and a roll there for Hagberg. I'm not sure he's going to get called for that. So Hagberg slightly moved before the start. So car 1 has been called for a jump start. So that's controversy straight away. So I'm not sure what happens there. He gets a stop and go or a post-race penalty. And he's stopped, and so Hagberg drops back after a jump start. He just rolled, you saw at the start, and that's put Levin into the lead from Jeffries with Mobers. And so Hagberg now is fighting to get back through after losing 3 positions off his rolling off the line. Something you don't really sense. Oh, Mobers let him through. Mobers said, I'm sorry, I'm not fast enough for you, Alexander. I'm going to let you go and run my own race. I don't want to get involved in fighting the battle. But it's now Hagberg trying to catch up Jeffries, trying to make up for that almost unexcusable mistake. But certainly Levin and Jeffries again, sort of, I don't know if he let him go or not, I'm not sure. But certainly Hagberg found it easy to get through. Of course, Hagberg and Jeffries are teammates at X-Ray, and perhaps the agreement is whoever's fastest go and chase that Finland man with an associated, and that is called Juho Levinen. So made up for those problems is Hagberg. Perhaps he's got a little bit of his dander up now. But it's Levinen leading in the blue and white car. Second in the green and white car, it's Hagberg. Third is Jeffries. And then it's Mobers. In fact, it really looks like that the others cannot live with the pace that Hagberg and Levinen has. Levinen actually lifting a rear wheel, which I always think is a bad thing, but actually Jeffries says is actually quite useful to help turn the car in karting terms. You always lift the rear of the car in the cart because you've got the solid rear axle to get the thing to turn. Hagberg has managed to get past 2 cars and is towed up to the back of Levinen. Levinen, it's always hard to lead than to follow, and he's probably going to have 6.5 minutes of pressure as Hagberg now is right behind him. The reigning European champion, Alexander Hagberg, looking up the inside, didn't get it there. Oh, and they both made a mistake at the same time, but the net result is that Hagberg gets through. And it's what happened there, I don't know, but suddenly it's been thrown to the game. They made a mistake, and the result was that Hagberg has got the lead from being 4th, only a few laps behind. Little time mistake from Levin. Now Levin has got ground speed, and he can probably catch the leader. And first of all, he's trying to stretch some distance from him and Jeffries and Mobers, so he gets out of that conundrum, which we're watching on the screen now. But Hagberg took that one. So we'll see that overtaking manoeuvre again at the end of the race. Now there's a car in between Hagberg and the rest. I think that's Dominic Vogel. But Hagberg now pulling out. His lead is up to 1.4 seconds. And there's 2 cars now in between Levinen and Hagberg. Hagberg is ripping his way through this field. Basically gets completely out of the way of everybody. Jeffries still in 3rd, Mobers still in 4th. We're in the middle of the pack here. There we are with Hagberg as he just comes up to the back of Mark Stiles. Stiles goes down 1. Levinen now, so the lead is 1.5 seconds with 5 minutes to go. Quite a remarkable couple of minutes. He jumps to start Hagberg, waits, ends up in 4th. He's let pass, I think, 2 of the positions. I think both Mobers and Jeffries let him through. And then a mistake, both the cars made a mistake at the same time, and the net result was that he had made less mistake than Levinen, and Levinen is now back and doing the traffic as well as Vogel goes for a flight. Stiles does not block Levinen now. We should see a few laps of pure pace racing with Levinen underneath is now going through the Orion O. Let's see if we can pick up Levinen because he's chasing, maybe more interesting as he goes on the main straight. The gap is 1.93 seconds. The previous lap, this time it's only 1.7, so 2/10 gain for Levinen. It's not like it has been. Hagberg has not got necessarily the fastest car through all 8 minutes. We've seen Levinen be very quick and has the fastest lap of the weekend so far, but he has to try and gain. It was 11.0 to 11.3, lost 3/10 there, so just to prove me wrong, Hagberg saying, sorry, I am the fastest person here, and he's beginning to stretch his lead slightly. Vaser having a horrible run, and now suddenly getting back into traffic again this quickly. These 2 are so fast off the top. Jeffries in 3rd, a further 2 seconds approximately back from Levinen. Levinen making no impression on Hagberg whatsoever. Almost identical lap times to the pair of them that time round, but the fact is that Hagberg has a comfortable 2.5 second lead. I think Levinen may have just gained a little bit in that last one. It was, again, the traffic, no, exactly the same. I think they actually did lap times within about 1/10 of where they were. The conundrum now for Levinen is is there any point being second? I don't know. But the fact is that he's now not close enough to get back, I don't think, in 3.5 minutes or 3:15 without a mistake from Hagberg. We have seen Hagberg tick a couple of things. He can break down a couple of times. But he's now got his finals head on. Last time he was in a major final, he won it, and that was the hour-long World Championship at 1/10th IC in Bangkok back in November. World champion. Last time he was in these European Championships, he won the modified European Championship in Italy with 2 straight A-final wins. He made it difficult for himself. He got a stop-go, but he is looking consummately good now. He's picked up even further. Now, Levin's going to have to go away and work on his car because the pace he had yesterday is not there in comparison to Hagberg. Not in comparison to anyone else, but Hagberg, imperious in this. This should probably go down as a textbook of how to do it. As Honegal somersaults ahead of us. And we're with Ollie Jeffries, who's in third. Jeffries actually is not really making any impression on Lebanon, in fact. So as Jeffries comes round, and we now are back with Hagberg. So Hagberg's lead has extended to 3.8 seconds. Jeffries is a further 2.4 back. Marcus Mobers is about 0.8 behind that. And that is, again, Faisaley's having a nightmare. He's 4 laps back. But Hagberg, no one's really racing anybody else. They're all racing the clock at the moment. So Hagberg, from a bad start, has really just turned on the style. With a minute and a half to go. Hagberg from Lebanon, from Jeffries. We've got Mobers and Walanka. So Martin Walanka doing well with the 5th place. Hagberg will be coming up to take over Tim Altman in a second. Let's just have a little quick shifty back to the main straight now for Jeffries and Mobers, who are together as they come around the top corner map. So Mobers is getting close to Jeffries with about a minute to go. So we'll just see whether anything will come of that one. In fact, Mobers is gaining on Jeffries at the moment. And this is the battle for 3rd and 4th. Minute left, 4 laps or so. That gap's come down to 0.6 per second from a couple of seconds. Mobers in the yellow into sky blue car. Jeffries in his traditional pink nose and then a bit of white and then yellow. I do like it, the A final, because I recognise the cars from their colours. Styles just trying to keep out of Mobers' way. Jeffries seems to have this one in hand with 40 seconds to go. This is for 3rd place. 2nd is Lebanon, who led for a while to that mistake we'll see at the end of the race. And we'll try and grab a quick word with Alex, so straight after the race. And not sure if that one's really going to come to anything at the moment. The gap is staying very, very consistent. And so let's go find Alex. He's on his last couple of laps. About to go for start finish now. And down to the M. And it is now Alex's last lap. So he's going to pick up a victory in the first leg. And he has finished and taken the victory in the first leg. And they're away. And Alex definitely held himself on the line there. Lebanon right behind. It's like overshooting the first corner, but it's gone off in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it may go off completely in order, actually. We'll see where they carry on the first lap. So far, Vesel from 10th is the first one hit, I think, but I think that's going to be just a little bit of overtake. I think that Honeywell got through, but they have gone over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have gone past in order, just a drop down from the 6th. So Hagberg already stretching his lead from Lebanon. Picked up a good half second over Lebanon. Jeffries holding on well. So they're a little bit closer this time. But Hagberg looking imperious again as the car comes through the EFRA elbow and into the Zen Racing Z. Lebanon a bit close this time. Can't say it's anything more than perhaps just taking the corner. One of the corners slightly different. 11.4 against 11.2. So Lebanon made 2 tenths up there. The white into blue of Lebanon, the Finn with the associated behind the white into green of Hagberg. Oh, and Lebanon's just tipped the inside. That's going to cost him dearly. That's probably a 3/4 second error. Got away with it better than most little hits you get here, but that was where he made the mistake, which cost him the first leg. And suddenly, and now it's gone. And that's it for Lebanon. And now the question is whether Jeffries has got the speed to pick up on Hagberg. And my guess is probably not. Jeffries going on in the INO, but Lebanon with a nightmare there of a 17-second lap. And you just can't do that at this level. And he's done it again, and Lebanon's upside down. So Lebanon's attempt, as Mobers makes a mistake as well and gets away with it, to win this is gone. And Hagberg, suddenly, as we look at Jeffries, has a lead of 2.5 seconds and is pretty unchallenged. The only person who really had the ground speed to challenge him was Lebanon. He's gone with a succession of accidents at the same corner coming out of the Pac-Man. In fact, this A final is a little bit more messy than you'd expect. We're really waiting to settle down. Jeffries is trying his best to get somewhere near Hagberg, but Hagberg is a little bit quicker, and I think that's the basic fact. He actually picked up 3/10. I think Hagberg was doing some lapping. But I just don't feel that Jeffries has the ground speed. I think he'd hold him, he got through him, but he's a long way back now as the traffic kind of gets in his way. In fact, so much for he's fallen back behind Mobers. Obviously, while I was eulogising, and it was on the camera, that Mobers got through to second, and Jeffries is now in third. Net effect of this battle between second and third, between Mobers and Jeffries, is that getting away, and right behind them, 2 cars behind them is Vogel. So there's a car in between, and then it's Vogel. So these three, this is the battle for second. Mobers from Jeffries. 4.5 seconds ahead is Hagberg, and now really only a mechanical is going to stop him becoming European champion again as Honegor goes for a horrendous spin. And Jeffries look up the inside there of Mobers. They come through the switchback now into Zen Racing zigzag. Mobers perhaps not quick on a lap as Jeffries, but he's a wily old fox, and he can certainly hold him back, and he's holding the line nicely. Normally, of course, when you're trying to defend, you just tighten the lines up, but here, as you see there, is such a huge cost of doing that, and Vogel got close to Jeffries and tried to pinch up that third place, and for his work, he ended up getting tapped off. So Jeffries now has to try and crawl back up to Mobers, because obviously the rest of the podium's up for grabs this A final. It looks, barring a disaster, that Hagberg will win this. He's 5.5 seconds ahead. But Jeffries is fighting for the second place. He didn't get second in the first round. He was third to Levinen. So Levinen will still go into the next leg with an advantage, because it's likely that he'll be starting from effective pole, because Hagberg won't be there. Jeffries looking a little bit nearer for Mobers here in the battle for second. He's back now just about 0.7 of a second. Now much closer. Tim Altman in front of both the drivers. Normally at this level they're recognising that's great work by Tim there. Lost very little time in letting both cars. And Jeffries now looking through the zigzag. He's right behind Mobers as they come through the RINO, and they'll be showing back into Pac-Man. This is the one that's caught out even the best drivers. They try to get on the straight too quickly. Got Mark Stiles about to be lapped just ahead of them. And they're running, and that was really, because Mark made a little bit of a mistake there. And luckily Mobers got away with not hitting him. Jeffries came through again. So second and third nailed together on this, the second leg of the A final, 1/12 European Championship, the modified class, brought to you from the Hudy Arena in Slovakia. We are RC Racing. We're here thanks to Zen Racing, thanks to Montec Racing, and thanks to Team Raya. Jeff makes no minor mistake, but it won't be long. There's still 3.5 minutes to go. Won't be long before he comes right back on the back. Don't worry about Hagberg. He's still happily away by 5.3 seconds. The lead's come down a tiny bit, but he hasn't got to bother because he's got such a comfortable cushion. Dominic Vogel now joined the party in fourth. So second, third, and fourth together. That car behind Jeffries with the white into orange into white, that is Dominic Vogel from position 7, the Austrian. So it's a German, a Brit, and an Austrian together, but way out ahead is a Swede, who looks like he's about to take another European Championship to add to his World Championship he got just a few weeks ago. Mobers, it's taking a little bit longer for Jeffries to get back to Mobers now. Perhaps he's slightly concerned about Vogel behind him. So that's your second, third, and fourth. That's Jeffries in the centre of the camera, Vogel in fourth behind him, and just ahead, that's Mobers in yellow and blue. They switch down through the Zen zigzag. Still a long, long way ahead is 5.5 seconds. Absolutely consistent now that Hagberg's dialed back his lead to be safe, and he's enjoying this. He's really kind of handed this by Levinen, who's Levinen's problems. Running in fifth, and Jeffries is as close as you can be without touching. Now, this is going to be a really interesting situation. Can he get through in the next 2 minutes? He's come around the tight bit on the elbow. He now tries to get back up the inside. He's going to look to dive for that. No, through the Zen zigzag. Mobers running lines. Jeffries really just has to try. Fantastic overtake. That is unbelievable. Just took a risk, took the power, and Jeffries gets past in one of the best pieces of driving I've seen for a long time. Just clipped the nose. I'm sure we'll see that at the end of the race again, but that was fantastic. Just almost seemed to be, they've been holding back on power, just decided to take a risk on the braking, but that was a cracking piece of driving. Jeffries now has to cement that by not making a mistake, holding his line for the next few seconds. He's still a long, long way behind, but that move into second by Jeffries, cracking bit of driving there. So we'll see that again at the end of the race. But Hagberg now, as Jeffries is still a little bit ahead, we can just Got about a minute and 90 to go. Let's just go on to Mobers now, who's in third and fourth. We've got for a lap or so. They're going through the Pac-Man now. So Mobers and Vogel, third and fourth. We will pick up Hagberg for his cross of the line because that's, well, they have to. But actually, Mobers now is beginning to get back close to Jeffries again. A minute to go. Hagberg 4.9 seconds ahead. The second, third and fourth are tightening up. Jeffries, who had a bit of a lead now. Mobers coming back to him, as is Vogel. 48 seconds to go. Hooper gets out of the way. The lead is 4.8. Just felt a little bit more gain there from Jeffries as he moves forward. So all settled down. 35 seconds to go. Vogel looking tight there. See, what can you do, Mobers? I think it's almost that Mobers in his defence against Vogel is trying to slow it. Oh, Vogel looked good there. That's letting Jeffries get away. We're down to 20 seconds. We're going to have to pick up as Vogel goes up time. We're going to pick up our leader who goes about to start his fight. Oh, his lap and a half. He's got to just do this and one more as he comes under now through the zigzag. I'm keeping an eye on the Jeffries battle. That's still fine. Jeffries still in second, Mobers third. Alex now has got, well, he will just clip this. He's got one more lap to go. This is victory lap in the European Championship. As he goes round, it's going to be finished, and Jeffries and Mobers are finished. And the question is, what can Hagberg do? And Hagberg's got it. He is the European champion again. And a very good start for Lebanon and Hagberg. Everyone, good start for everyone really, that one. A couple of white bodies in here have turned up that weren't there before, so people trying slightly different shells. Honegal was trying a white shell. That hasn't worked particularly well for him. So Lebanon and Jeffries are tied together. Mobers slightly back. These are the two guys who can pick up the second place overall in the European Championship. They both have a second place. A win would put them through. I think also a win for Mobers would do it as well. He's got a third. So second and third. Jeffries looking quite punchy at the moment. He's got some real pace down the straight compared to anybody as Jeffries. As they come now through the Zen zigzag, and this is some very tight racing in the first minute. We're 45 seconds down, and they've been nailed together. Juha Levanen from Finland in the white into blue machine, driving the Associated. Behind him, the X-ray of Ollie Jeffries, the British national champion, with a kind of a pink-edged white into yellow car. And it's so look at the inside there. They try to get to the Pac-Man. That's a difficult place to pass. And I expect this could go on until someone clips something. Levanen, who's made mistakes at the same point a couple of times, is probably thinking now, I'm going to keep it wide. And oh, it's Jeffries who makes a mistake. Trying to come in, looking for a gap. There really just isn't there. On this track, those gaps just aren't there, coming in underside of Pac-Man. My guess is this is either going to free Levanen from pressure and he'll pull away, or perhaps we'll see Jeffries start to move back up again. That last lap, so this waiting for another lap to settle down. See how the gaps are. Mobers, of course, is running in third. Vogel does the fastest lap, which is interesting. So it is Levanen who goes round. That last lap was 11.5 for Jeffries and 11.5 for Mobers. So they're all keeping station now. Jeffries needs to find a way of getting back on terms. He only lost about a second and a half, but that second and a half, but less actually a second. But building back up that second is going to be very, very hard. Picked up a few hundredths there. Jeffries with the X-ray, that blue car just coming out of shot. That is Levanen. As they come now around the Rhino, they're going to again come up with a tricky period. Jeffries looking a little bit further back. He was 0.787 at the last lap. And yes, that little tick there means that now Mobers is hanging on behind Jeffries into third. And drop back to over a second. So it's now the battle between Mobers and Jeffries before Jeffries can then get himself back up to where Levanen was, as Mark Stiles let Levanen through. And any second now, Stiles in the red and white car will be swamped by the fast-moving Jeffries and Mobers. Mobers really can hang on to Jeffries, but he can't gain. And in fact, Jeffries now back in a bit of clean air and a change of mindset as Stiles gets out of the way of his fellow Brit. And certainly the gap's coming down now between Jeffries and Levanen. Mobers gets through as well, and fourth place Dominic Vogel going well. So first top four covered by 1.7 seconds. And certainly we can see that Jeffries is gaining noticeably on Levanen with every lap. 0.6 last time round. This time round it goes down to 0.55. Slightly dropping Mobers now, who's having to deal with Vogel behind him. And this is the battle for the win of the leg 3 here at the Modified Championships. And it's taken a while, it's taken about a minute and a half, but Jeffries has got back onto Levenon's tail, and there's traffic, so Levenon now has to worry about what's behind him and how he's going to get past the cars in front. One of the advantages, most of these guys are quite heads up, and Altman there, fantastic, just parks up. I'm pretty certain that Vaser will do exactly the same thing when the cars reach him as well. But Levenon now under supreme pressure from Jeffries, and that's great driving by Vaser as well as he gets him go through. So coming down through the Zen zigzag, Jeffries now putting immense pressure on. They're both respecting the outside of the Pac-Man to turn the main straight, but no room in there. Now, can Jeffries pull off the sort of pass he took on Mobers in the last heat, or will Levenon be able to sit on the line for 4 minutes and 12 seconds and not let him through? Jeffries looking up the inside, and a little tip, but luckily no harm, no foul. Levenon can shut this down by running on the line. The only problem is running on the line here is very difficult. One tip, one little mistake, which would normally not cost too much. Oh, Jeffries got a problem, a big problem. Jeffries got a big problem. That was almost like a mechanical of some sort. And that's going to rob us of a battle. I think he came out the corner with confusion. That now puts Levenon into a comfortable lead and very likely a comfortable second place. Jeffries' car, I think, has developed a slight fault at this point as he's dropping down. So it's Levenon, Mobers, Vogel, Jeffries in fourth. That might be lower by the time he comes around the next lap. He had another issue again there. Still fourth. Just behind Tim Altman. So we've got Levenon now, 3 minutes to go. He has a lead of 1.7 seconds on Mobers. Mobers, unless he's found some speed he hasn't had for the rest of the finals, will almost certainly not be seeing the back of the car. But how much will Levenon relax? Let's drop back and pick up Mobers. It's about a second. His next car along, Matt. Just got past Stiles, lapped him, and slid a bit too wide there coming out of the Montec M. Turning right up through Pac-Man. The gap does seem to be coming down, in fairness. Was 1.6 last time round. Now down to 1.5, but he's made a mistake as well. And has Mobers thermaled again? He thermaled in practice, I think he has, and then Jeffries got clipped, and Mobers has thermaled. So he's had electrical problems, and he's out. So everyone is conspiring to give this victory to Levenon. In fact, it's Dominic Vogel's picked up second place now. Vogel's just down below us here, Matt, in the white into orange car. So Vogel in second. He's a good 3 and a bit seconds back from Levenon, who is sitting pretty with a second overall. Jeffrey's still in third, which should be enough for third on the podium. But Mobers will be very upset to have seen that happen to him. Thermal the car. He did that in the last qualifier as well, so obviously something's a little bit ticky within his setup. 2 minutes to go. Juho Levenon looking to win. Vogel about to take a leap past Mark Stiles, just put a lap on him. Dominic we've coming together. Dominic starting down in 7th. Jeffrey's still in third, quite a long way back, so they've gone quite equal actual. Be interesting to see again, even later, what it was that caused Jeffrey's problem. He seemed he just skidded wide coming out of M, and then just couldn't pick up the drive again. So it's 1:35 to go. And what we'll do is we'll leap forward to our leader, who's about to go on the straight now. Levenon White from blue and into the infield of the Montec M now. So Levenon is about to take this third leg. He's got 1 minute and 15 to go. Seen off the challenge. When he was challenged heavily by Ollie, he just closed down, took the lines, didn't take any liberties with the area. It's caused him the reason he's not any higher up on this. I know second's pretty good. He had a chance to win, but he's twice made mistakes going onto the main straight, what we call the top of the mouth of the Pac-Man, which just catapults you off the track into where the number 9 position is marked on the various banners on the outside. So Levenon now down to 48 seconds to win a leg of this European Championship, leg 3. Hagberg, of course, already the European champion, not taking part. So he's managed to get away. He managed to close them all down. His lead over Vogel is coming down. It's down to about 1.5 seconds, but that's because I'm sure he's completely running with himself. 2 laps to go. Dominic making a bit of a run at it, but perhaps in another 3 or 4 minutes he might have made it. Still the case that if Levenon made a mistake now on these last 2 laps, it'd be a problem. Tim Altman crashes in front of him. Vogel's reduced it to 1.5, and it'll come down a little bit more again now. So on the last lap, oh no, he's going a lap and a half. Oh, that was Vogel. that was Tom Altman, not Levenon. So Levenon actually will get 1 more lap. I think, I'm not sure Vogel will. I think Levenon might get caught, actually. No, he's not. So Vogel's finished. So Levenon wins this one. It's on a lap of honour. Race is already over. Juho Levenon takes leg 3 and is the runner-up in the European Championship. Ollie Jeffries comes in third, which is good enough for the bottom step of the podiums.